is Eggy Draco. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. Former VTuber, current human being? God, she's so pretty. Oh my god. It was back in early 2024 when I went to an idol concert in Japan on a whim because of my VTuber Oshi who graduated. Needless to say, I got hooked. I think we like idols. After meeting and talking to 2 English-speaking idols there, I realized every single idol has a story, be it why they chased this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do. To learn more about idol culture, listen and talk to idols around the world, be it from Australia to Japan to here in the US, and to give them a platform to tell their story. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYEZ. Tonight, the last IDOLEYEZ of 2025 ends with a bang. Representing the Netherlands, your favorite red and purple spider lily idol, cocoA, joins the show to talk about her idol journey. All eyes on me. IDOLEYEZ, episode 75. cocoA. It's gotta load in. Will it load in? Hopefully. Alrighty, woo!
I was a gradient.
Hello, everybody. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. This is mighty Eggy Drago with IDOLEYEZ, episode 75. Wow, 3/4 of the way to 100. That's crazy. But our guest for tonight, hailing from the Netherlands, she is an ultra talented dancer, an ultra talented idol, a big Oirandochu Woda, and your favorite red and purple spider lily idol. This is cocoA. Pew 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 pew.
Hello.
Hello. Well, I want to say it's been a long time coming. To ask you to be on the show, because I knew you for at least a year. I followed you on, I think, TikTok for like a year, and then you debuted. I was like, cool. And then I don't know if you covered Oirandochu in your debut or it was like way.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. So So I made a comment. I was like, whoa, Oirandochu, cool. And I was like, yeah. And then I got really interested in your work, your performances, and now
My work.
and now 1 year later we're here, near the end of 2025, and
Very dear.
once again, thank you so much for accepting this invitation to be on the show, because I've been very curious on how the Dutch idol scene is. So yeah. All right, let's start things off with a question that I always ask everyone: is who or what got you into idol culture / J-pop culture?
Well, if you want to go really, really back, when I was like, how old was I? Like 13, 12, 13. I got really into Love Live. So that was kind of like my first introduction to idols, as for like a lot of people in the Netherlands. I think almost everyone got into it via Love Live. And then I had like a little K-pop phase for a few years, so it kind of went to the back of my mind, and then it came back. And by the time when I became like 18, I was started going to like anime conventions and stuff, because my parents did not allow me to go there before that. And there was this group there at AnimeCon in 2022, I think this was. And they, at the time, were still like a Love Live cosplay dance group. And they had like they have a performance there every year. And they had a performance there. And I saw that for the first time. I was like, wait, Love Live fans exist in the Netherlands? What? Because I saw so many people cover like Love Live on YouTube and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I thought that wasn't the thing here. But apparently it was. So that kind of made me realize like, oh, this is like such a cool thing. And then I think literally the same year I participated in like a dance competition at another con in like a Xiangling cosplay. And I was like, man, this dancing thing is really fun. And I was already like in a band, so I was like, maybe I could just do like the idol thing. So I just went and did it, I guess. But I've I guess I haven't been like an idol fan for that long, because at first it was just like Love Live.
Mm.
It was mostly Love Live until like I guess 2023, 2022, when I realized the concept of chica idols were like a thing, and there were other idols than just Aqua around.
See.
Because I mean, I wasn't really like, the Japanese SNS is kind of like hard to get into if you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew it via when I joined my uni, I joined a Japanese Culture Association, and via that I kind of got ins and out from people from like, oh, I think that's kind of how I discovered some chica idols. I don't remember exactly how I got to everyone, but I remember half of it was just like Spotify autoplay, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But I do know that there is another guy there that was an Oidon Dochu fan, but like very casually, so maybe he introduced me, or it was Spotify autoplay, I don't remember. But they were kind of my in to the chica idol sphere.
Gotcha.
And then it kind of ball started rolling, and you know how it is.
So with Love Live, who would you say is your favorite or Oshi?
I don't know if you can see it, but that's Rin from Muse.
Yeah.
I was kind of a weirdo, and I watched Sunshine before I watched School Idol Project, because someone like, I don't know, I found out about Love Live via Instagram because someone did like a dance cover of it, and someone cosplayed from it and did a dance cover of TT Twice in that cosplay, and I was like, what is this? What is cosplay? What are you wearing? It's just like, oh, this is from Love Live, you should really watch it. But she didn't tell me how to watch it, so I looked it up, and Sunshine just finished airing or something, so I was like, oh, okay, it's this one. And I watched Sunshine before I watched School Idol Project, so I'm kind of biased towards Aqua. But in Aqua, Johanna is my favorite.
Ooh, good choice. I mean,
So
yeah,
I would say she's my Oshi, like the overall Oshi of Love Live.
you did cover like one of her songs. I do remember that
Mhm.
in one of your performances.
It.
So it was watching these cosplay idol groups that really like inspired you, right?
Yeah, mostly.
So
Because there in the Netherlands, it hasn't been a thing for a while for people to actually do idol stuff. I think I genuinely was one of the first people to do it in
Ooh.
this format out of cosplay. Because before, it was just cosplay groups. And then around the time I started thinking about doing idol stuff, the cosplay groups dropped the cosplays and started doing idol sonas instead. But there still wasn't really anyone doing singing and dancing at the same time, outside of maybe sometimes a one-off showcase where they would do it. But even then, I don't really think it was like that. But don't 100% quote me on that, because I'm technically still kind of new-ish to the scene, and that cosplay group has been doing this for like 10 years or something, so they know better than me about if there was a secret singer 5 years ago who did this. But as far as I know, it's not really been a thing for that long, honestly.
I see. So it was with that you were like originally like in a band, right? Or like way before
I'm still
this.
in that band.
Still are. I saw on IG stories you did perform like recently.
Yeah.
But with that, what really what would you say like okay, no, like so you did have experience as a vocalist, but did you have like any experience like dancing prior to that, or like dance classes or anything?
I'm like
that?
a dancer before I am a singer, in my opinion. Because I've been, well, okay, I'm not gonna count my I am 4 years old and I'm doing ballet year, because in the Netherlands, kind of every girl does that when they're like young. They do ballet classes and then they quit. But I did jazz dance for like 7 years of my life. I quit when I went to uni, I think. I I was part of like a selection group, so we did actually participate in like nationals and stuff. We got seventh, and then the year that we were, the year after that, it was like Corona, so we were practicing in like gym halls and stuff instead of our actual like rehearsing room. And we were practicing for our like NK is what it's called. It's like in the Netherlands. We were practicing for the dance for that specific thing. Usually it's like 5 minutes, like 2 songs in one type of deal. But we ended up not going because the competition was crap because Corona. And then the year after, I quit because I was like, I have my finals of like, I guess high school is what the translation would be. And I was like, I don't have time. And my group was very... There was like a 9-year-old in my group, or like a 10-year-old. And I was kind of like, this is kind of too much of an age gap right now, and I don't feel like I belong in the group as much. Like, they're talking about so many things that I don't really relate to anymore, so I'm like, maybe I should leave, because I was like on the age cusp of that specific like category anyways. So the year after I would have needed to move up anyway. So I quit, and then the year that I quit, they did the same dance, and the competition actually did go through, and they won.
Oh,
and I was so pissed because I was actually also center for like half of that song. So I was like, why did they win now? What the hell? I keep bringing this up now because I'm so like salty about it. Whenever someone asks me like about my like dance history, I always bring this up because I'm just so like salty about it. And I can't be a hater if I want, you know. Everyone being nice all the time, it's cool, but like sometimes you just gotta be a hater a little bit. Like, I mean, yeah. Whatever, man. So yeah, I am like a dancer before I am a singer. I've never had any singing classes or anything. That's kind of just been a thing that I was just doing for fun.
Gotcha.
But dancing, I do actually have a background in.
I see. So you do have like experience performing on stage prior to being an idol. All right. So might as well talk about your solo debut, but I guess also you did perform, I guess, in a cosplay idol group prior to that, right?
Yes, I think. Yes. I have my timeline's a bit scrambled, but I'm still in that group, but we are kind of not around right now. Because we filmed like a dance cover in the middle of the year this year, and it's still not done with editing because color grading is a bitch. And we were like making a whole like introduction website as well, and there 2 of our members are working on that. But yeah, I was in that group before I was an idol. That's true. As Miku, it's a Wonderland X Showtime's dance group. So I really enjoy being in that group because it's just nice being in a group in general for things. It's a different dynamic, and it kind of is more similar to like my dance years because that was like a group of like 12 people, more than that. And it's just nice because I have to think less, and it's, I don't know. I like being in a group, but I also like being alone because then I can make my own like creative decisions.
I see, yeah. Because like you always, like, if you're just one person, you have a lot of creative freedom.
Yeah, it's great, but also you have to do everything.
Yeah.
And that's less great.
So, cosplay idol, and then you finally made your solo debut way back last year, 2024, September 28th. So,
yeah.
when did you decide it was the right time to debut?
The way I debuted was kind of funny because I had performed with my band on Gakujin, like a J-rock cover band, before at that specific con. It's called Tomo. They do like 6 cons a year that are all Tomos. And we already performed with our band because our band kind of formed via the Japanese Culture Association. And the Japanese Culture Association also has like a specific group that goes to cons that hosts like games like Jankenpon and like Who Is It Anime Edition and stuff. So we kind of had like a backdoor into the con via that. And we mailed them, we were like, oh, we are from Kinjin, the Japanese Culture Association, but we're also a band. Can we play? And they were like, sure. And I did the exact same thing for my idol thing. I was like, hey, I'm from Kinjin and also the band. Do you maybe have a slot for me? And they were like, yeah, sure, here. And I was like, oh, hey, sure.
Easy enough.
And then it just happened. Yeah, the easiest thing ever. nowadays some people sometimes they DM me and they ask me like, oh, how did you manage to perform and like things. I was like, bro, just mail them. Like, you'll be surprised of how many people want free labor and say yes, and will say yes. Like,
Yeah, I mean, even here we love free labor. So, yeah. But with that, you got your spot in. How did you like? When did you get that spot? And like, what was that gap between getting that spot and the actual like performance? Like,
I don't really remember. I think it was a few months. But I know Tomo is notoriously bad at organizing things and mailing you, so I think it probably took a while for them to respond. But it wasn't like that I had like half a year to prepare something. I think it was like a month, maybe, or two max. Really not that long. But I don't really remember why I did it. I don't remember what my headspace was back at the time. I know that I did try to join another like idol group before this that kind of fell out because it was kind of formed by a bunch of minors and they were all kind of not putting that much effort in. We had a dance practice at like an abandoned bus stop.
What?
It was a little strange. I left really quickly. And I think it was just a general sense of like, I feel like there's like a gap missing right now. Like no one's doing like singing and dancing right now as far as I know. And I just really wanted to do that because I think when I was younger and I was watching Aqua, it's like, I also just really wanted to do that. There's like remnants of like videos of 11, 12-year-old me dancing to Aqua songs somewhere on my like Google Drive somewhere. And there's also audio clips from Smool. I don't know if you know what Smool is, but that was like a thing back then.
It's like a karaoke app, right?
Yeah, it's a karaoke app. But one time I just looked it up and I scrolled all the way down and there's like squeaky 12-year-old voice me doing Mijuku Dreamer or something. Like the remnants were there. I did both, just not together. And I was like, well, why not? Why not now? And then I just did it, I guess. There's not really a lot of thought that went into it, to be honest.
So, with your first set, how did you decide like what songs you wanted to do?
I think I did actually think about it a lot because I did really brand myself in a way, I guess, because I don't remember how I came up with the spider lily thing. I think I had like a spider lily necklace that I got from Japan that I like wore all the time. And I was like, this is my signature necklace. And then I was like, oh, I can just make it my signature thing. And then I was like, oh, I'll be like this Japanese style idol. So then I was like, oh, but then I need to do Senbon Sakura as my opening because that like makes sense. And then like I can do the Oiran Dojo song and that makes sense. And then like I was kind of mixing things. I kind of have a rule for, or have, it's kind of a little less important right now, but that I'm like, oh, I do one song per, like, artist that I like. So it's like one Love Life song, one Baby Metal song, one Oiran Dochu song, one Vocaloid, and then the rest is kind of around, so to speak. So I think for that first show, Senbon Sakura was kind of like, I have to do this type of thing. I still like the song, don't get me wrong, but there's so many better songs out there, but it just fit very well. And then Tawamure, and then I think my end was Omoi yo Hitotsu ni Nare, which is like my favorite Aqua song, so I guess I just picked my favorite Aqua song for that one. And with Baby Metal I had Yava, I think, which is also one of my favorite songs. So I think for the first performance, I already had kind of that sense of like, it needs to be like a correct set list. It needs to like make sense. But I did pick a lot of just like favorites for that first one, so
I mean, like, yeah.
I guess that's kind of how I did it.
I mean, it's good to like showcase like what you like and give that first impression to people that these are songs that are pretty good. So
I mean, if I cared about the actual audience, I would do Gimme Chocolate, but I did Yava instead, which is a song that no one knows except Megan. So Megan is a friend of mine who does like Baby Metal covers.
I see. So how long was that set? It was like 15 minutes, right? 15, 20?
30. I think it was 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it was 30. I don't think I've ever done a 15-minute set.
You did the second performance. That was like the mix-up medley. That was like 10 minutes.
Oh, that was 10. That was 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 10. I never did 15, but that was 10. Yes.
Mm.
But the video on YouTube is like cut down because all the talking in between is gone. But I think it was 30 minutes.
I see. So with that, you perform your set. How did you feel like afterwards about it?
I still have this thing that I perform and then I kind of just black out, and then afterwards I'm like, oh yeah, I did that. Anyways, kind of that attitude. But it was kind of weird because there were kind of, when I look back, I don't remember how many people there were, but then I look at the photo that I made at the performance, and there were like so many people actually watching, which is kind of crazy. And I don't think I realized at the time how crazy that was. But yeah, I guess I kind of just like, oh yeah, I did that. That was fun. Let's do it again. I was kind of in my head already thinking about like the next songs to do. I have this a lot that I'm practicing for a show, and then I'm already like way ahead with like, wait, but I want to do this for like a later thing, and I'm just like, no, focus on the present. It's more important. But I'm kind of weird like that because I know there's a lot of other people in the community who get really emotional after they perform, and they're like, oh, I care so much about the fans, and like, oh, I'm so glad I can do this thing. But I kind of just don't have that. I kind of just have this like, fuck it, we ball attitude when I perform, that I just kind of just stand there like, yeah, okay, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. I don't care if you did, but I did. Bye.
I mean,
It's kind of just all a haze, to be honest.
yeah, I feel like when I ask people that question, like, how do you feel like after, or like in the middle of the performance, and they're like, it's pretty much a blur. So, kind of get it. So, was that first event like the first time you did Checky, or did you even do Checky like after the show, or no?
I think I did do Checky. I don't remember.
Hmm.
I really don't remember. I think I did.
I see.
But if I did, I think there were some people that wanted Checky. If I did, it's kind of a blur. But I know there were people that wanted photos at least. So.
So like, usually like doing Checky and like doing Bupon is kind of like a new experience for people. Like, how was it for you?
I don't know if this was the first time, but from how I remember it, is at least like the way we do it here. It's just like very haphazardly, because there's not like a table or something. Because the cons don't really understand idols and how that works. So usually there's just my boyfriend at the time had like just a Checky camera, and he was just taking photos, and we were just like at a random wall somewhere. In the middle of the walking space, I think. It was very busy. That con is always way too packed because they oversell the tickets. So it was, we were just standing somewhere on the side taking photos, and then having them pay via Tiki. You don't know what Tiki is, but Tiki is like very much a Dutch thing where it's just like QR code and they can pay via QR code basically. It's like PayPal essentially, but Tiki is like a Dutch thing. It's like a culture thing where people, when they go out to eat or when they buy something for somewhere else, they will send like a 2-cent Tiki to you or something because they're like, here, pay me back. That's like a Dutch thing where we split everything, and if you owe someone like 5 cents, we will send you a Tiki. It's like really strange, but I mean that was good for me because I could use Tiki really easily for like the Checky payment stuff. So
I see.
that worked really well. But the overall experience was kind of chaotic, I would say. And it still is. It still is. Because there's still not like a table or anything. It's still like you just stand in a random corner and you do the things. Sometimes there is a table and sometimes it's a little more organized. But overall, it's still kind of just like, oh, let's, what's a good background? These bleachers, okay. Kind of that vibe.
You'd think like, as the scene would grow, they would have like some organization with that, with like actual Bupon, right?
Well, again, the con doesn't really care. Anime con is the only exception, I would say. Well, Otaket, the one that just happened, didn't have a table, but people kind of know how to do the checky stuff, but AutoCAD is kind of like too many shows in one day. You kind of don't really have time to take proper checkies or like have an actual designated time to be like, okay, everyone can come to me now and take checkies. But at AnimeCon, at AnimeCon, what someone did, someone just put a table next to the stage. Someone just dragged a table there. I don't know where they got it. They just put a table there. And then one of the groups just kind of used that table, Dore Melody, because they are kind of professional about how they do it. And they had like a tablecloth and like cards for like, oh, this is this, this and this. And they were just setting everything up there. And I was like, wait, that's so smart. But that was like after my performance, I think. So I was like, oh. Whoops. So I didn't use that table, but they did because they are smart. And I think one of them just grabbed that table somewhere and put it there. So they did actually have a designated thing. And it worked really well for them because they had a really long line. And it was actually organized because they actually had a line. Whereas with us, it was kind of... Oh, you first. Oh, who had a thing? Oh, yeah, you. Okay, you come. Like that type of attitude. But they actually had a line. And some other idols after them also kind of started using that table or that space at least to like form a line to some degree. So we're getting there slowly, but it's still like us doing it and not the cons, because the cons kind of just don't get it, and they are also not really trying to make space for idols, like idols as a whole, like singing, dancing idols. Unmei has their spot at AnimeCon, but the other groups, it's mostly still like dance cover groups with idol sonas in the community right now. But even them, they don't really get like a main stage space. You have to like really beg for it. Unmei has it because they've been doing it for 10 years. And AnimeCon has like a small stage that's hosted by Yakaiser, who's like inside the community, who just made that stage himself in collaboration with AnimeCon. But even with that, I've heard rumors that they want to kind of push that out too. And since the scene is growing so much, the time slots are getting smaller and smaller. Even though AnimeCon is like a 3-day con, when I tried to sign up, if you're solo, you get 10 minutes. Last year you got 20. Now it's 10. Who knows? Next year, maybe, or the year after, maybe 5.
Ooh.
So it's kind of... the cons are not keeping up. They kind of don't really know or care about it, to be honest. But that's why we're kind of starting to create our own cons. Resa Panda was created by Megan Metal, and that was just a con. That was basically just a Taiban with just idols and just idol shows and nothing else, which was really fun. And AutoCAD's also made by someone from the community in collaboration with just a random venue. So if they don't do it, we'll do it ourselves, you know.
I think you did like a vlog for one of those events, I think. Like the actual... yeah, that one. And
yeah, that was like the Taiban one, yeah.
Yeah. It seemed fun. It looked fun.
It was fun, but it was really long and I was really dead at the end of the day.
I guess segueing into that, we did like talk a little bit about the Dutch idol scene, but like what... I mean, there needs to be like more standalone shows, and the cons really need to like work on their stuff. But what is it like there? Like how many performers are there?
It really grew really quickly because, like I said, I feel like I was one of the first ones kind of doing it like that last year, and I was calling myself a Kaigai idol, and now everyone calls themselves a Kaigai idol. And again, I don't know the history, so I don't know if I coined this term, but it sort of feels like it a little bit. Because even like just the dance cover groups call them Kaigai idols now, and everyone's using idol sonas or literally themselves instead of like cosplaying. So it's kind of been this really weird increase in a lot of idols suddenly out of nowhere. We really have a lot now. It's really growing like really exponentially, and there's also more people like me that do singing and dancing that are starting to form up. I know a friend of mine, Roon, Backstage Alchemist or something. He started a little later than me, but he's in the same like Wonderland Showtime dance group as I am. And he also does sing and dance, but he doesn't really call himself an idol because he does the singing aspect a little bit more. He calls himself more like an artist. But then there's also Bonnie, Bonnie really has the idol look down. I don't know if you've seen her.
Yeah,
It's like Bonbun
I've seen them on
Yan or something.
TikTok. Yeah,
They really look like a chica idol. They really have that like look down, and I think for the community, I think she's like one of the biggest inspirations because I know there's a lot of other people. What is her name? Like Chinetsu Ai or something, who also debuted like at Ibaricon last year or something, who was like, "Oh, you're my biggest inspiration," and she actually has like actual fans who make her fan art and like banners and like what is that thing called, the like fan thing, the uchiwa things. Like she has like fans in the way that chica idols have fans. My fans are kind of still like just like my friends.
yeah.
Or kind of that type of vibe and not really that type of vibe, so that's kind of interesting. But there's also an increasing growth of like wotas in the Netherlands, I feel like, as well. There's like a really designated group that do it now, to the point that there's this one guy that was at Reza Panda that had like a notebook
Oh, I
with
saw
all
you.
the calls in it, and he was just flipping it, and everyone, and he had it just like on the floor, and there was like a circle of people around him who were like like saying it, not really on the beat of the song, but whatever. But they were like, yeah, yeah. I was like, whoa, that's so funny. Like, they're really like the hype man of the crowd. A woman. Sometimes there's a woman in it. The hype people of the crowd. So in terms of like that, yeah, in terms of votas, it's like really strong. There's always like a little group of people at the front that are always yelling everything. And the rest is kind of catching on in the sense that almost everyone will say that like, hi thing. Like people are starting to understand it a little bit. And even people that don't really get what idols are will also just be like, oh, okay, hi, like start doing that. So the community is growing and the support is also growing, and the general vibe of it is starting to become more like chica idol, kaiga idol-esque, and the way that the new people that are starting to come in are really coming in from the aspect of like, I want to be a kaiga idol and not I want to be like a cover dancer. They still do cover dances, but all of them are kind of performing in their own idol outfit in the same type of style that the chica idols have it. Or like, not even chica idols, also like the bigger ones like Cutie Street and stuff. Like those type of outfits are starting to like pop up more. So we're starting to steer a little bit more from like dance cover cosplay to like actual idol stuff, and I feel like we're gonna get more and more people that will actually sing as well, because I know there are people that were in the community before that were in those cosplay dance groups that started in the showcases also singing, and they're starting to do like separate shows also singing now. And at first it was all of them singing English covers of Love Live songs, and now they're actually starting to sing in Japanese, so I'm certainly not the only one next to Brune. So it's like we're getting there.
I see.
So it's kind of scary how fast it's growing right now, but
I mean, it's good
because it's been a year. And we have like so many groups now.
Wow, 1 year and like all of that happened. It was like a legit big boom.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of the dance groups already existed, like Unmei, Sanrosu, Soluna. Those dance groups already existed, but it's like some sort of upper being made it happen that they all suddenly switched to doing idol sonas, and then members from those groups suddenly started singing, and then suddenly new kids started coming in, like 14-year-old kids who want to be an idol type of thing, and then like it just keeps growing. It keeps growing.
It is good that like it grew. Like, I mean, like in the US it slowly built up. Like it was over the years, but 1 year is crazy. So
we're a country with a very tight-knit community, so it kind of makes sense that it happens so big, because I feel like in America it's very segmented by state and everything.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes a while for people to pick up and find their central spaces, whereas in the Netherlands there's only like a few cons, and everyone that would be interested will go to those cons. So it's really easy to get exposed to it now.
I see. I do want to ask, like, how often are shows there?
Mm. Well, you have the Tomos, which is kind of the like free for all con. It's a really cheap con. It's like $8 or something. Overcrowded and everything, but it's really easy to get a spot there. You just mail them and you get the spot basically. And that's like 6 times a year. But I kind of like started to stop doing Tomos because they're kind of weird. Their organization's kind of bad and scummy, and I don't know. They handle their money very strangely. So I kind of I stopped going there. AnimeCon is the main other one, where we have the like pop on stage that people have shows on. Resapanda is new. Otaket is this is the second edition of that. Ibaricon is also like started last year. This is like the second, third time or something they did it. Abunai has been going for very, very long, but Abunai doesn't really do idol shows. They kind of don't like idols because of some controversy that happened behind the scenes, and they're kind of just not liking idols. They only had one dance group that performed there sort of every year, but not really. But now they're not allowed anymore. I don't really know what the deets are with that. But Abunai is kind of like, no, that's just like a regular con that has a dance competition. So all the idols just go there to do the dance competition instead, you know? Because majority of the idols here do dancing. There's like a few that do singing, but most of them do dancing. So they just join the dance competition, which has gotten so big that they have to make a very select selection. So it's not even guaranteed you get in. And then you have like big cons, like Dutch Comic Con and Heroes Made in Asia, but those are very corporate cons that know nothing about the idol scene. So as of now, not really a chance of shows there, but someone was trying to arrange some sort of showcase thing, which is in the works, maybe. So maybe that's a new opportunity, but other than that, I think that's kind of it for cons. When I name it, it sounds like a lot, but in reality, when you're there, it's not really. You kind of just sit there. It's like, okay, here's my Asia, AnimeCon, Abunai. That's kind of it in terms of like big cons.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of weird to think about. But there are opportunities. If you do all the Tomos, then yeah, you have like a lot of shows. But other than that, I mean, I have done a lot of shows because I kind of just performed whenever I could. Like I'm like at my 10th now in a year or something, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is a lot.
That's kind of a lot. I didn't really think about that, but that includes also like. No, that doesn't include the like one performance of one song I do in a showcase, but yeah, that kind of is a lot. But I feel like in America there's like way more than here, but I don't really know.
I mean, yeah, like in California, which is like the state next to me, they have idol events at least every 2 weeks, and there's an actual scene there.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's
so...
insane. That's crazy.
Yeah,
nah, for us it's like once a month, or it's like kind of only in the con period, which is like spring, summer-ish. And then there's like one in the winter, like Christmas break with Otaket, I guess. That's kind of it. Once every 2 weeks is crazy. Oh
yeah,
my god.
because like California or like SoCal or Los Angeles, that's basically like a hot spot for Kaiga idols. So a lot of them have opportunities to perform there. Like East Coast, maybe, I guess like once or twice a month. For some shows.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, and then you have like cons and like idol showcases, but yeah, I mean, we have a lot, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, California
But
does,
you have dedicated things for idols.
Basically, yeah, we have standalones.
We only have one. And that's Resapanda, and that's it. So
I mean,
but I feel like more will start popping up but they are all like self-made, not by like people that do actual conventions. So I guess it will just be like that for a while.
I mean, like if it grew that fast, you guys are gonna have like a lot of shows, maybe.
Probably. I hope. It will be fun. I mean, for me it's not as relevant right now because next year for my school thing I'm going to Finland for a year, So it's my time to infiltrate the Finnish community now. I actually do know a group there in Finland, so maybe I could hit them up and be like, "Hey, can you give me the ins and outs? Thank you." But yeah, maybe in the year that I'm in Finland, suddenly stuff explodes and I get back, and suddenly we also have a show every 2 weeks. Who knows?
We'll see. But you did like you mainly performed in the Netherlands, but you also had like one performance in Japan last summer. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did that opportunity come to be?
So at AnimeCon last year, there were some idols from Japan. There's a friend. Well, I don't know if we're friends, but Marcel is like he owns Dutch Idol Community, the account online, and he always tries to get like random chica idols to the Netherlands. And he started with Cecilio. I kind of sort of know her now, which is kind of crazy because she's been to the Netherlands at the Tomos like quite for a lot of shows now, to the point that she starts recognizing me, and she was like, and she starts like saying like, "Oh, I know Miyako from Oidan, don't you? She invited me to her birthday party, but I couldn't come because I'm here. You like her, right?" And I'm just like, "Why do you know that?" But other than that, at that con, there was Villager Mayor Miho and Nonna. You were there from Dutch Idol Community, and Dutch Idol Community was like, "Hey, they want to wear cosplays. Is there like a cosplay rental thing in the Netherlands?" Not a thing. So I texted him. I was like, "They can use my cosplays. I'm probably roughly their size. That's fine." So I like rented out how many? Yeah, like 5 cosplays to them, basically. Which was surreal to me because they were on stage wearing my cosplays. Kind of crazy, but they were like so grateful for that. That to the point that they were just like constantly talking to me, being like, "Oh my god, thank you so much for allowing us to do our cosplays and stuff." And then Miho was talking to me, and she's like, "You should come to Japan and perform there." I was like, "Oh no," she said, "You should come to Japan." I was like, "Oh, I'm going to Japan like next summer." And she's like, "I have a show on the 1st of August. Join me." I was like, "Join you? Like what?" She was like, "No, be on stage with me." I was like,
Wow.
"What?"
Wow.
"What? Sorry?" And then like the manager Derek walked up and was like, yeah, she really enjoyed your performance, and she really wants you there, so like we can arrange something, I'll text you. And then that just happened, and then he texted me and I was like, "Here, burn this CD," because I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently they do it with CDs there or something, and put your music on there, and then everything will happen. Then it just happened, and it was kind of really weird that I got an opportunity to perform in Japan because I rented my cosplays out to random idols. I gave other people this opportunity. I said in the group chat of like the idol community group chat, like, "Hey guys, these idols want like cosplays. If you want to rent them out, let them know." And then no one did it, and I did. So, you know, you had your chance. I'm sorry. I got it.
You got greatly rewarded for like doing that, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was really crazy to me. It was also just like I was performing Gokuraku Jodo, and I saw like Miho like dancing along, and like it's mostly that she really liked my performance. That's probably why. I think the cosplay thing was kind of like a way for her to like give back the favor. I think that was also part of it. Who knows, if I didn't do it, she might have not, but I don't know how big that factor was in the end. But it's a crazy turn of events, I think, looking back on it.
That is actually a crazy story.
Yeah.
So you got that opportunity to fly. Well, you already had that plan to just go to Japan.
It was already going to Japan for
like,
vacation.
So you got like slotted into this Taiban. So day of Taiban, like how different was performing there compared to like a usual set in the Netherlands?
Well, it was more professional in the sense that I actually had to bring a CD and like actually do like a pre-run through the CD, and Derek was like trying to coach me through it. He was saying like, "Oh, you need to say this, and you need to say like thank you or this specific sentence in Japanese," and I was just like clueless, standing there like, so what do I say now? and he was like, oh, you need to say like, I already forgot what it was, so, like, but to like announce the next song, you say like this specific thing. I was like, oh, okay. So that was really weird. And then when it actually happened, we had a backstage. Most schools do not have a backstage, so that was already thing number one. Thing number two is that apparently people bought techies for me, so I had like apparently the most out of everyone of that Taiban. So I made techies, and then I had to decorate them and put them in some envelope like before the show. I was like, or like during the show actually, and I was like, oh, that's also a new thing. The fact that there was a backstage was like the craziest thing to me, which is really funny. Like a backstage with like a mirror and like lights, and you can do your makeup. I was like, oh my god, what a luxury. One thing I also noticed is that it's kind of normal for other people in the Taiwan to not watch the performances and just stay backstage, which is not a thing in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, it's like you do your show and you immediately go and watch and support the rest. This like support thing is like such a big thing in the Netherlands, to the point that some people get kind of fussy if you watch everyone but them. Then they're like, oh, but you don't support me. Oh, and then there's like a bunch of drama surrounding that type of stuff. So it was really weird and refreshing to see that in Japan people kind of just stayed backstage. I mean, most of them did come to like support for a while, but it seemed like it wasn't their priority. Whereas in the Netherlands, it feels like that's kind of like important to go watch and support other people. Whereas there was like, oh, you can just stay backstage, and it kind of made it feel a bit more professional in a sense, instead of like, oh, we're just doing this for fun, for hobby things, which makes sense because for them it is. But it was kind of weird for me, who kind of does it more of a hobby, to like see this and kind of get thrown back to like my dancing days, where we also were like really serious and like backstage and like doing all that stuff, and then seeing them do it like this. It was really, it was kind of familiar in that sense from like my dancing days, a little bit of how it was set up, but it also was completely unfamiliar in the way that I had to do that whole setup with the CD thing and like the talking in Japanese. I had prepared like a little text in my notebook, and I was just standing there like reading it up. I was like, yeah, I hope you guys, and then I switched to English, and then I started yapping. But the people in the crowd, there were some people, there was like, I said 5 before in the pre-thing. I think it was about 5, but there was like 2 friends that were on vacation with me that were there. One friend who I knew from the Netherlands from cosplaying, who was in Japan for her studies, who was like, oh, I know you're performing there, should I come? And she came, which was really nice of her, because we're like friends, but not like friends, so I was really happy that she wanted to like come. And then there were like 2 other guys, I think, who were mostly there for like other idols, but they were there and they enjoyed it, because I remember, there's one thing I do remember, that in between songs, I was talking and I heard them say, oh, kawaii, this and that, like during when I was talking, like a lot actually. So I was like, oh, they do actually enjoy it. But again, like I said, it was mostly a blur. I did not realize, I mean, I knew there was a live stream. There was like a TV on the side of the stage where you could read the comments. I did not address that at all the entire show until afterwards. I was like, wait, there was a live stream. And all I remember was just fake red and purple hearts going up and down, but I did not read a single message, so sorry. I read all of them afterwards because I didn't remember. I was so like focused that I completely forgot to address like the cameras in the room, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think
weird experience, but
yeah, like my Oshi does like ticketed like live streams, and like when she performs, they have like a they just have like a computer on the side with like the chat, and sometimes she acknowledges it, but like sometimes she's just like too locked into like see the actual chat. So I do get it.
From the other performers, there were a few that did acknowledge it and a few that didn't. I know the group that was there, I think they were called Moon Rabbits or something, they didn't acknowledge it, but some of the soloists they did acknowledge. But that's kind of the style of performances that we're doing, because some of them, like Miho, they kind of just stand there with the mic and they just stand there and then perform alone, and then they start like audience interacting, and then they will also interact with the camera or like the live stream and stuff like that. They're kind of more like casual style thing, whereas the group was really kind of similar to Oridan Dochu, where they had like an intro song and they had like the songs and stuff, and then they had in between the whole like introduction meant and everything. Like it was more produced, so to speak, whereas all the solo idols that were there were kind of more like me just being like, over here, yay. Mio does this weird thing where she just like kind of gets off of the stage and starts just walking through the crowd and coming like this close to you with the microphone, being like, oh. And like I was when she was at AnimeCon that year and she started doing that, there was like a circle pit that started happening where they were like literally in the circle pit while singing, and I was like, this is crazy. To the point, one of the idols dragged me in that pit, in that circle, by the way. I was just standing on the side and she just like grabbed me. I was like, oh, okay. Whoa, personal space. What the hell? It's a weird thing for Dutch people, to be honest, because we're not really like, we don't do that. Physical contact, we don't do that. So for random idols to come that close to you was really new.
Yeah, when I was in Japan, like there was like some groups that would just like hop into the crowd and just and just sing, or like just try to interact with you, or like as the first time like going to a Taibon and seeing that, I was like, whoa. whoa, but like, yeah,
it's super surreal, really. But if it starts happening more often, you kind of get used to it and you understand how smart it is and how cool it is actually to do that. But at first it's just like, whoa, this is possible? This is crazy.
Going back on track, like what songs were in your set list for this Japan set?
Let me think. Did I do Oiran Dochu? I don't remember. I think I didn't, because I was like, it's kind of weird to do like Oiran Dochu while I am there. I don't know. I don't think I genuinely don't remember if I did Oiran Dochu or not, but I know I did Sweet Magic, like the Vocaloid song. I did Deep Resonance from Aqua. I did Headbanger. I remember that because the mic stand that I used for Headbanger fell. It just fell during my set. I was like, oh, oops. I do remember that. What did I open with? I think I probably did Gokura Kojodo too, because I kind of do that all the time. I did that all the time at every show, so I think I did that one too. Other than that, maybe I have it somewhere. I don't really remember, but I think that was kind of what I did. I think those were kind of the songs. I don't remember if I did Oiran Dochu. I feel like I did. I don't know. Is it really important in the end? I don't know.
I mean, like it'd be cool, like performing that song, like their songs.
I found it.
So
I found it. I did not. I did not do
not.
Oiran Dochu. I opened with Kaguya no Shido de Ororitai, the Muse song.
Oh.
I did a short version of that, then I did Deep Resonance, then I did Sweet Magic, Headbanger, and Gokura Kojodo. And I did not do Oiran Dochu, because, I don't know, I felt like a little weird about that, and then I ended up not doing that. I feel like I should have just not felt weird about it and did it anyway.
Yeah.
I think there was this little thing in my head where I was like, doing like a Chica Idol cover as a Chica Idol while we don't know each other is a little I don't know, is this even allowed type of thing? Like, I don't know how copyright works, so I didn't really want to just randomly do it. But I remember after the show I was talking to the Moon Rabbits girls, and there was one girl who was like a huge Oiran Dochu fan, to the point that she recognized me because of my TikTok again. She was like, oh, you're the girl from TikTok, oh my god, oh. Like, she was really a lot, to be honest, but it kind of made me regret at the moment that I didn't do an Oiran Dochu song, but in the end, the setlist was good as it is, I think, so it's cool.
There's like no... Is there footage of that? No, because like your YouTube channel didn't have it, so it was like just stuck onto that like paid live stream, right?
I did not get the live stream from Derek, the manager, and I did not know if I was allowed to just like post it or ask him, so I ended up just not going after it. I have some audience clips that Miho filmed for me, but they're mostly Deep Resonance and Sweet Magic, I think. So that's kind of all the footage that remains of that. I do have. Did I have access to the live stream? I don't know if it's.
Oh, yeah, we're good. We're
oh
good.
I'm so sorry about that.
Well, tech difficulties always happen, but it also is a good sign because, like, whenever we have tech difficulties, usually it's a good episode. so, it's a blessing and a curse.
I guess the Wi-Fi just reset because it's like 4 a.m. here now, so I guess that's just the time it recalibrates or something. Maybe.
Well, oh boy, where were we?
Yeah, I'm a yapper. I'm sorry. I go off topic really.
No,
really
you're good.
quickly.
that caught me off guard, but like, God.
I literally ran to my front door to try and get signal because I also do not have signal here. So if my Wi-Fi dies, I'm like off the grid. Ooh. So I tried to run to the front of my door to be like, "Hey, can I get a single bar so I can text him that I'm like out of Wi-Fi? Sorry." And then the Wi-Fi just reappeared. So, thank God.
But yeah, you did perform, at a Taiban, but also you did also go to some shows, right?
Yes, it was so fun.
Who did you see?
I don't know, show like 5 times. But a lot of other groups, because it was all Taibans. There was one show when I left that they did with one other group, but all the other Taibans were like with 3, 4 other ones. I did go to Met, their solo tour, so that's the only that, and I went to Unlucky Morphos, but that's not Idol. But yeah, those are the only 2 shows that I went to that were like solo shows. The rest were all Taibans. I saw Maiden a bunch because that makes sense. They're from the same company, so they were at most of the shows that Oiran Doshu was at. I saw Gangnik, Kami no Yu Isatori or something. That one, Kami no Yutori or something. So many groups. Shirokuro Aves, Diavel a few times. Yeah, Burune. God. Gangdamic was... Wait, what was that one group called that I got like the flyer from? What were they called? I don't remember. There were so many groups.
There's so many.
I don't remember at this point. There were so many, but I do remember one of the first ones I went to. I did like all of the groups, so I made it an effort to like talk to all of them or like get a check-in with at least some of them. So, oh yeah, Bungee Gum was also like at one of the shows. There were also some really interesting other type of style idols. Like I'm aware of, I'm sure you're aware of Non-Sweet, right? There was like one group that was really similar in vibes to like Non-Sweet's latest single, like the more like elegant type of thing, which was interesting because most of the other groups that I was seeing were like alt.
Yeah.
So like the Mad Diavel type of thing where they were like alt goth type of idols, and they all kind of have the same type of music in a way, you know, like, and then like really cutesy idols like Bungee Gum and like I don't know, there were some groups that were really cutesy, but most of them were alt because of like the whole sphere that it is, and all of those groups kind of know each other, so most of the time you will see the same group at the same Taiban. Even if you're going for a different group, you will see them be in each other's Taibans all the time. Makes sense, they kind of are the same type of music anyway. But I saw a lot. It was really fun. I literally made it an effort to go from Osaka to Tokyo and back. I bought extra Shinkansen tickets just to see Oiran Dochu like 2 more times. Because I was afraid that by the time I would get back from Osaka, they wouldn't do a show anymore. Because I had a plan like, okay, Tokyo, 2 weeks Osaka, 1 week Tokyo. And at the time we were in Osaka, they suddenly announced like 3 or 4 shows. I was like, oh, I don't know if when I get back they will still do shows. I have to go here. So I spent too much money to go back and see them again. Even though they do the same songs, but I didn't care. I just needed to see them and talk to them again, you know, get that more checkies, you know.
The dedication.
My wallet cries.
I mean, like,
you don't realize when you're there how much money you're spending.
Oh my god,
until you're
yeah.
back and you counted, because I had like 20 something checkies, and I'm like, that's fine. And then you realize how expensive checkies are, and you count that up, and you're like, wait, this is like $100 more plus. Whoa.
Yeah, like
Oopsies.
I buy Checky from my Oshi, and like she has a gigantic stack of them. It's like at least 60 Checkies. So that's a
so
lot.
much
That is a
money.
lot. But yeah, even when I was there, I'd usually buy like 5 Checky every time I see them. So
For on Dochu, I made it an effort to like. I mean, Miyako is like my favorite, but Chikage was my favorite when I started. And when I was watching their shows, Disu was really like,
just
I don't know, her
the
energy
fan
is
side?
really contagious to the point that I like got checkies with all 3 of them. And then at some point I was like, wait, but I'm leaving Yoi out. This is like not nice. So I went to get checkies with Yoi, and then I eventually just got a lot of checkies. I was like, oh. But the thing at those type bands, they have so many like deal type of things. Like they have like, you go there and they're like, oh, today's like gift is like a free photo with them, or free selfie, or like 10 seconds that you have time to take selfies, or like free checky or whatever. And then when you buy a bunch of stuff, you get more. And then there was like a stamp thing, so you got more. So at some point I had like 6 cards in my hand. So I was like, okay, what's this? Okay, I still have this from the last show. This is a checky that's unsigned. This is signed. And then I have this and this and these, because they also have this thing that when you follow them on their socials, you get like a free checky card.
Right.
So I also still had that. So I had like so many. I was like, oh, okay, I have to do this for. Okay, I do these 2 for Risu, and then these 2 for Miyako, and I go set in their lines, and then it was like, and it's also like kind of on the time crunch, right? So if you want to see the other groups, you're like, okay, I gotta prioritize. I gotta be like here and here, and then like, oh, but I still want to see that group, and like, it's so chaotic. It's such a chaotic like experience, to be honest. And then you get there and you do the checky, and then there's like the staff that's like yelling at you like, oh, 10 seconds.
10 seconds left, yeah.
Like, oh, and I'm on translate like typing.
Oh my
really
god!
quickly, like, oh.
You did the same thing. I do the same thing. Like I'm on Deep L. I'm like typing, and like I have to show them, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they just don't say anything. You just type something like a really long wall text, and they see it, and they're like, oh, Ine. And so they're just like. Yeah, and then you just continue and just like, I started just like writing things on Translate, screenshotting, and then just showing it to them the moment I got to them. Like a really big text, like, oh, I really like you guys, and like, oh, this is that, I really love the new single you brought up, and then they're just like, Anyways, what do you want to do? You're checking, what pose do you want? I'm just like, man, I get it. It's busy, they're tired, you know. It's not like I didn't get any good conversations with them as well, because it was a little hard to converse with them, obviously, because I can't like speak Japanese. But we got there in the end, and the first time I went to them, the first thing they said was like, "I watched your stuff on TikTok." I was like, "Why are you gonna say that?" Okay, like Miyako and Rizu, I think, were the ones that were mentioning that. Like, oh, I think mostly Rizu was like really like saying like, "Oh yeah, I watched your stuff. It was so nice. And thank you. This is and that." By the second, third time I was there, they stopped like mentioning that, obviously, but it was still really surreal for them. You see it online. You see online that they watched your stuff, that they stalked you, you know. You see that they watched your stories. Even if I don't tag them, they will somehow see it. But then when you're in real life and they literally physically tell you, it's just like, you know who I am. I exist in your brain. What?
Yeah,
this is so crazy. It's so crazy.
I mean, it is probably the biggest honor that they saw your stuff. They saw you like actually cover their songs. So
yeah, it's crazy. I was kind of afraid at first because I was like, wait, what if this is like not allowed there? I don't know how the rules are there about covering and stuff. But I mean, in hindsight, they are happy that I'm covering stuff. They are happy about it. I'm still kind of also not over the fact that Isidio was like saying to me like, oh, I know Miyako, and like Yurapiko was also there in the Netherlands recently, and I was performing at the same con that she was at, but I didn't really have time to really talk to anyone that con. I was kind of tired, and I did, when I was about to leave, I did say to Yurapiko, I was like, hi, and then she started like grabbing like 6 piles of merch and just gave it to me, like a CD and like a bunch of stuff. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I literally have it signed still here or something, yeah. Here.
wow.
She signed this. And she was just like writing all this stuff while I was talking to her. I was like, I kind of have to take my bus. But like, whoa, okay. And then again, the first thing she said to me was like, "Oh, you like Miyako, right?" Oh, because they were like in the same group before that, I think, or something. They were in the. I don't remember the name of the group, but before Oirandochu, I think they were in the same group. So they obviously know each other. So it's, yeah, for some reason that's crazier to me than when I was physically there and talking to Miyako in person. I don't know why, but that just is so much weirder to me. Like, I still can't get over seeing them in real life and stuff. Risu is crazy. Did you know?
No.
Risu is insane. Risu, like, I was at one event where there were like 2 Americans there. So I was like, oh, I can finally speak English. I can finally converse with someone like about Oirandoju while I'm there in English. Let's go. And they were like talking to me and stuff about how much they liked it. And one of the girls was like a really big Risu fan. She was in Rizu's line, and Rizu like knew her very well, and she was like getting so excited that she started jumping. And she started jumping on like the empty checky things that were on the floor. There was like a box of like empty checky things. And she was jumping so hard that she started jumping on that. She was like, ah! Ah! And then she started like panicking and stuff. I feel bad for her, but it was really funny.
Wow. I saw Oirandochu perform last year. I was too much of a chicken to get checky because this was like way before I was like okay with just trying to converse with people of with a different language. Like now,
It's scary. It's scary.
Now I could just like use DeepL and whatever, but like to just translate and show them, and they're like, yeah, okay. But even though I like their performances are really good, they're really awesome. But yeah. Hopefully I can see them next year. Not next year. 2 months from now when I'm in Japan. But earlier this year, even though I didn't see them perform, when I was in Shibuya, I made it like a goal to get at least some flyers from idols that are like handing it out. I was like, yeah, cool. I'll follow your group. Yep, give me that. And then out of nowhere, I think I saw Yoi just in the corner, just handing out flyers for like I think their one of their big lives, like right after Chun-Li like graduated. I'm like, oh my god, I know you. I saw you last year.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was like my only interaction like earlier this year. I was like, boy, wow, okay, hi, I saw you.
Seeing them in the wild, that's insane. I did see online while I was in Japan that they were flyering and stuff, but I never encountered them in real life. I mean, the shows were real life, but I mean like on the streets. Yeah. But no, that's crazy. Just seeing. Yeah. I can't even like imagine that.
Yeah, just like out of nowhere, I just saw them. I'm like, whoa, I remember you.
I mean, this is really strange because like, it's so weird that J-pop idols are like so close yet so far. Just imagine like you're standing somewhere and Taylor Swift is just like in the corner. Like that's crazy. That wouldn't happen.
No.
But it happens in J-pop. It happens.
Yeah. Like
they even stalk you, you know?
Like the concept
or physically in your case.
Just like the concept of off-kais. Like last year I went to my very first off-kai and like I had like a face-to-face conversation with my Oshi. I'm like, or like the very first idol that I knew that spoke English. I'm like, wow, this is crazy that I'm like drinking with you. Like this would not fly in any other situation. I was like, Red Velvet wouldn't do this. Twice wouldn't do this. This is actually nuts.
Twice would not do this.
No. So
off-kai, no. Drinking, even more no.
Yeah, it is like a unique situation over there, but yeah, like getting flyers and like actually talking to them, that's cool.
It is cool. It's so cool. I can't even put into words what it's like really, but all I could say to people who don't understand it is just like, imagine if you could just like talk to BTS face to face and they give you flyers and stuff like that. Like imagine that. Yeah. How crazy it's you know? and then they understand. They're like, whoa.
Yeah. But I guess like I do want to ask, being in the crowd for a Japanese Taiban and also a Dutch Taiban, like, is there any difference with the crowd? A lot.
I think the similarities are obvious in that it's just a lot of people enjoying the group that they're watching, right? Like the support is the same, but the way they like do it is very different. Because in the Netherlands and I think in the Western world, it's very like common to just sing along and everything. Whereas when you're in Japan, it feels like there's like rules. And you're like, can I sing along and dance, or is that like not allowed and stuff? Because they're very like they know the chants, they know. Whereas in the Netherlands, it's always like a little group that knows, and the only thing they really do is the taiga faya, that type of thing, and the hi hi hi. Only sometimes they have specific chants if they've like researched it. Like the guy with the notepad,
With
he
the
knows.
notepad.
But if he's not there, then no one knows. So then it's kind of just like the standard one. Whereas in Japan, it's like they know. And also the wotas in Japan are crazy. they're crazy. I remember there was like this group of like teen guys that were in Japan. It's how to explain this? In Japan, that's like when you have a group and there's like one member singing and that member is your oshi. You do like this thing with your light stick where you do like this.
Oh yeah, like that.
Right, where you
yeah.
point to them. That's not a thing in the Netherlands. They don't do that because, I mean, most of the actual kaiga idols that sing and dance are soloists, and in groups, it's not really a thing. I don't see anyone like doing this or like carrying someone to the front and like
lifting?
all like going like that. That's not a thing because again, personal space in the Netherlands, that's like sacred, like that type of stuff would not fly. But that was crazy the first time I saw that because that was kind of it was a show where Orion was at. And I think I was in Lolita fashion or something, and I was kind of just in the corner, just standing there. And there were these wotas in the middle who were just like doing the craziest shit, like carrying each other to the front and like doing the whole dancing. There was like a pit that opened. There was like the wall pit that happened and stuff, and like there was so much happening. You can't at a show in Japan, especially like the underground chica idols that are alt. You can't just like stand to the side and do nothing.
You have to like.
You can't just like sit there. You will like get carried by the crowd into some sort of like thing. They won't like grab you. That's like not like that. But like everyone's so like into it and so like they're so on. Whereas in the Netherlands, it's a lot of just like light stick. This for people who don't know the song or who don't know it, and the people that do know it are mostly just singing along like really really loudly. And screaming very, very loudly. Like, the chants that are there, they yell, bro. Like, there was this girl that did Ota Anthem or something at Otaket. It was loud. They were yelling, like, all the chants so loudly. In Japan, they are loud, but it's, like, controlled?
Controlled, yeah.
Or something? It feels like they're, like, singing, but they're yelling the chants, right? Whereas in the Netherlands, it's like, like they're yelling like that. It's like really loud. It's intense in that sense, but it's Japan is like so much more controlled in a way, and like it's like people know what they're doing. They somehow know. And then I remember at the Oida Dochu shows, I was like, can I dance along, or is that like taboo or something? At some point, I was like, whatever. I'm a foreigner. Whatever I'm doing is gonna be wrong anyway, so I'll just do what I want. So I ended up singing along anyways, but no one really sings along. I guess it's not really a thing. Unless I just didn't hear because I had my earbuds in, but I think that's less of a thing in Japan.
It's mostly like call and mix, lifting,
Yeah.
some footy copy, but that's about it.
Yeah. It was it was kind of intense the first time I was there. It also really depends on the group because sometimes there was this one group with like 12 members who had really, really weird music. It was like metal, screamo, but then also drum and bass or something. Or like I don't know what was happening. But there was so many circle pits, and there was like this sort of choreo thing that they started doing in like a line. And I was just like sitting in the corner. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Because it was just like one girl on stage like screamo, screaming, and all the other girls were doing like this, you know, the wota thing, and then everyone in the crowd was like, I don't even remember what they were doing. There was some guy on the floor like basically breakdancing at some point. I was like, what is happening? Where am I? What time is it? Oh, 2 p.m. Whoa, crazy.
Yeah, like it's nuts over there, but they know what they're doing.
It's really fun. It's like a really different type of experience, but it is really fun. It makes me be able to sit through a Taiban with like 20 groups, you know.
Oh my god, like dude,
I saw a post on Twitter And it looked like an Excel
There's like
sheet,
so
how
many.
groups.
Like the first time when I saw Oirandochu, it was like at least 5 hours. Oirandochu was like hour 3, and I like I had to like get my money's worth, so I had to like see like at least hour 1 and hour 2 groups, and then everyone before Oirandochu, and like, okay, cool. Oirandochu performed, awesome. I want to leave. I'm too tired.
Oh, one thing that I also like is like if you're at a Taiban, it's also kind of the same attitude of like I kind of are there to see your favorite group, so you will see your favorite group, and if it's someone else, you will go like away to the toilet and stuff. In the Netherlands, don't do that. People will think you hate them or something. I don't know. But I do know that like you see this like shift once one group has finished performing. You'll see the crowd like shift, and people go to the front, and people actually allow people to go to the front. So like that one show where I was at, where people started recognizing me for some reason because they saw my TikTok, they were literally like forcing me to the front. And I was like, oh, I can just do that? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. In the Netherlands, it's not really a thing because most shows are seated, anyways. And if they're standing, it's mostly the Wotas at the front, and the rest is kind of just around. There's not really a thing where it's my favorite, so I'll go to the front type of thing. It's not really. The culture's not that strong yet. There's not really that strong a fence yet for that to be a thing. But I like that there's this like kind of generosity around that, where it's like, oh, we know that this is your favorite group, so you can go to the front and we'll go to the back type of thing, and that's nice.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like that happened like at least twice when I was like in Japan earlier this year. They see me with like merch of my favorite group, and they're like, yeah, come on, come, just go to the front. Nice. Wow, good chat about Japan and Taiwan.
I can chat for years about for days about Oirandochi, bro. Like,
I want to see them actually. Well, last time I saw them, they were like, it was OT6. Now it's just 4 people, 4 members.
Yeah, that's
like,
really sad.
But
you're lucky that you got to see like all of them.
Yeah, I think I have photos. I don't remember. I don't like that was a year ago, and I took way too many photos. But I remember I took a photo of like Miyako, like with the fan. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Yeah, Miyako's cool. I like red by default by Oshi. Yeah.
I am red and purple because I can't choose, but if I had to choose a color, it would probably be red over purple, just because my closet is mostly red.
Red is good.
Red is good.
Moving on, might as well just head on to our final section, which is like future/retrospect. What would you consider your favorite performance that you've done?
I think my anime-con performance was really solid. Like, I think it's one of the places where I sounded the best, and I think the setlist made the most sense. I also really like my Resaponda performance, but that's obvious because it was like my outfit debut. Shout out to Marmalade! Thank you! But I think the Resaponda performance also, I think it didn't go like really that well. The last song kind of went a bit, but the overall vibe of that show, I think Resaponda has overtaken Anime-con and Otaket last year, because Otaket, the 10-minute show, was also like really fun. I think a lot of people were congratulating and like complimenting me a lot after that show because it was just well made. I made the right decisions in the songs that I picked, you know.
I see. In contrast to that, what would you consider your toughest?
Well, I guess Japan, because it was scary, but it wasn't really difficult, so to speak. It was just kind of, again, like a fuck it, we ball attitude that I was taking to it. I guess Resaponda too, because the outfit was kind of getting in the way. Because it's really long in the back, and I was like tripping over it a lot. So I had to pin it in a little bit. I'm sorry about late, but I sent it to a friend so she can like make it a little shorter, because it's kind of me being more dance oriented than singing. It was kind of getting in the way. So I had to be really like, aware of where I was moving to. So that was kind of and I think, is there another performance where I was like really Otaket was also kind of hard because they were putting a lot of smoke on the stage for some reason. I was like the second person, and they suddenly decided to turn the smoke machine on.
Why?
So during the second song, I literally could not see anything. I was just engulfed in smoke. So I couldn't breathe. It was really dry on that stage too. So I was just like, okay, we'll keep going. But Christ, that's a lot of smoke. So now, whenever I perform with AutoCAD, I tell them, turn the smoke machine off. Please. I know it looks cool, but I can't breathe. Please.
It feels like a hazard to have that on while performing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks cool, and it makes it easier for the lights to, like, do cool stuff. But, like, if you're singing, smoke's just not...
Smoke inhalation. No.
Just no. Please. It just doesn't work. Even though it's not like smoke, it's like some sort of vapor type of thing, but still, it makes the air very, like, still and dry, and it makes it really hard to sing, so... I'm glad for my band performance we turned it off, because the bassist has asthma as well, so, like...
That'd be bad. What is, like, one song that you love to always perform?
I should say Goku Rakuchoro, but it's not.
It's not? You've performed it like a lot too.
I know, it's like my ending song basically, but I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of tired of it. Favorite song. I like Omoi yo Hitotsu ni Narebu just because it's my favorite like Aqua song, and I get the feels with that song, you know. I really like performing that one. And I think obviously any Oirandochi song, always fun. I don't any Oirandochi song I enjoy a lot. Tawamura ni Hana is not my favorite song from them, but it is the one I performed the most and performed the best at. I performed Gekka at Viencon, but I kind of messed it up, and I'm kind of mad about it. So I want to like improve that one, definitely. I think one of the other songs I liked performing, the Ja Abrune song I did at Panda, the Yunozi, and I also performed Sukizoid another time. Their songs are really like, you kind of gotta act crazy type of songs, and I really like acting crazy, I guess. It makes it easier for me to like express the actual feelings of the song, and I just like singing like that, I guess. So I guess those two. It's a long list. I named like 6 things. Sorry, I don't have a single favorite. I can't pick. That's why I'm red and purple. I can't pick. That's my thing. I can't make choices.
It makes sense. Adding into that, like, what are some songs that you want to perform in the future?
I don't play Uma Musume.
Oh, you want to do it?
But the Uma Musume songs are so banger, bro. Plus and Ondo, I kind of got it. It makes sense. It makes sense for me. I kind of gotta perform it, you know. It's just, but I'm biking somewhere, and Uma Musume comes on my phone, on autoplay. I'm immediately like, ooh, and I start like biking. I'm just like getting hyped, you know. I'm just like, oh my god, it's been so long since like anime idol music has made me so like pumped for stuff. I was like, whoa, I can feel things. This is crazy. So that one. And one song from Oirandochi that I really want to do is Ito Okashi. I really like that song. I think it's my favorite, probably, because I really like the Rizu bridge, where they like walk up and stuff. It's really cool. I like that song a lot. Those two are like definites. Other than that, I finished Liela season 3 or Superstar, Love Live Superstar season 3, and I'm kind of mad about the way the plot. But the Dazzling Game song where they like fight against each other is also a banger, and I also want to do that one. I think those 3 are kind of my main songs that I really want to perform right now. But I always think of new songs that I want to do. I'm trying to think of a way to somehow incorporate Ave Musica music into the show, but then I would have to make my own choreo, which is kind of... I can do it, but I'm the type of person who kind of only starts practicing for real, without with a mirror, or like for real, like only a week before the show. So if I have to make my own choreo, I have to actually write down what I'm gonna do, because otherwise I start improvising on stage, which is fine. People don't notice. I'm okay at improvising, but for my own sake, I would have to like actually be on top of things if I want to make my own choreo for like an Afro-Musica thing. So don't know if that's gonna happen, but that would also be cool.
Wow.
But mostly those three are kind of the definite ones.
I do want to see you perform a Uma Musume song, so hopefully.
Yeah. I'm kind of recently been doing more like cool type songs than cutesy ones, so I feel like I kind of gotta get that back, you know?
What keeps you going? What keeps you motivated to keep on doing this?
um, I just like being on a stage. I mean, I've been doing that since very long with dancing as well, so I just like being on the stage. I don't care so much about the actual audience part. I kind of am sort of alienated from that, to the point when people start saying like, "Oh, you're my favorite person ever." I'm just like, okay, I don't really know how to deal with that. But I just like, I like being a show off, you know? That's maybe a little weird, but I like just constantly doing new things. I'm kind of really, anytime I do a new show, I'm thinking about the new songs that I want to do. And I really like just constantly improving on myself. I want to constantly just show like that I'm doing like good, that I'm performing well. I want to constantly make like a better performance. So I'm kind of, it's kind of myself that's keeping it me motivated, and like good songs. And Oi, don't you? That's kind of one of the big things whenever they post a new song, which I do really often and quickly. I don't know how they cycle through so many outfits every year. That's crazy. But every time they upload something new, I'm like, man, that's so cool. I want to also do that. And then I just kind of get going again, and then I start getting inspiration for new shows and stuff. So yeah. It's myself and them, basically. And also people from the community in the Netherlands too, like it's not like jealousy, but I sometimes see other people do things, I'm like, man, that's so cool. I gotta step my game up, you know? It's kind of like we're kind of motivating each other to get better, so to speak.
I mean, it's good to have that type of motivation. So, now that we are heading into 2026, what is one goal that you want to achieve in that year?
Well, if you asked me this a year ago, I would be like, perform in Japan, but I already did that. I mean, it would be cool. I mean, I'm already planning to go to like Germany to like do shows abroad, I guess. So that's not really a goal, so to speak, but it would be cool. This is not really in, I can't really make this happen, but it would be cool if people like come to a show just to go to me, so to speak. Because a lot of the things that we perform are like at conventions, so people are there anyways. But it would be cool if I somehow have like my own show at like an event that's not a convention, and then see people show up. Because then I'm like, oh, they're actually here for me. They like actually like my performance, and I feel like that would really be very gratifying and make me want to do it even more for longer, you know? So I guess that's a goal, but it's not really in my control, so to speak. And another goal would be having my own song, but I know that's not gonna happen next year. But I would love to have my original song, an original song to perform. That would be really cool.
Yeah. I mean, like original songs is like what elevates some, or like most Kaiga idols, I'd say. So
I think so too. It really like starts setting them apart from just like cover people, you know.
covers aren't that bad.
And
but,
I
like,
do.
Yeah.
No, they're
No,
not bad. I'm
yeah.
not saying that, but it's just like it makes them more of their own person, so to speak,
Right.
if they have like their own song.
Hmm.
And I have potential connections. I just don't have the money. So right now it's not really in view, but it will happen someday, I'm sure.
Let's see. Now that you have been like an actual idol for like a year, I think it's safe to actually give some advice to people that watch the show, since a lot of idols watch this show called IDOLEYEZ for some reason. what what advice would you give them?
In terms of just, I feel like just start. Like, I know there's a lot of people in the community here who start with a lot of questions and are like, oh, I don't know what the right way to do this and this and this is. Just like, just start. Just take your favorite like Love Live thing or other idol thing and just start practicing and just perform it somewhere when you get the chance. Like, don't think too hard about it. It will just kind of start happening naturally. And it's also not so important to like perform perfectly. The whole thing about J-pop idols compared to K-pop idols is about having fun on stage anyways. It's not so much about perfect coordination, whoa, like whatever. Just stand there and have love for the thing you're doing, and that's all that matters in the end. That would be my advice.
Who do you look up to in the Kaiga idol community?
Well, I mentioned Non-Sweet, and I think they are really cool. Also, the Finnish group that I talked about, they used to be called Revolut or something, or Rev something. What are they called? Revit Live? Rev and. They're really cool, because they're with a really big group, and they also do singing and dancing and stuff. I think they're really cool. Marmalade, obviously. But she's kind of not a Kaiga idol because she's.
I mean, she's starting
in
back
Japan.
up again.
But yeah, that's true. But I mean, she made my outfit.
Yeah.
No, but I also think she's like a really, really like energizing idol. Like the way she performs is really like fun to look at. I'm trying to think. It's really hard when you like ask me on the spot, like who do you like? I'm just like, oh, there's so many people, and then I have to remember what are their names again. Because I'm online, but I forget names like really, really quickly, so it's kind of sad, so to speak. If we're talking about idols in the Netherlands, I think Dore Melody is like really cool. I auditioned for them sort of, but they were like, "You're going to Finland next year." I think that kind of doesn't work out, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right." But I think the way they're doing it, they're doing it very professionally. And they know the type of image that they're portraying, and they're doing it very well. So I do admire them too.
Gotcha.
I think that I could name more things, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're good.
It's like 5 a.m.
Yeah, it's totally fine. I guess like last question. Current you time travels to like right before you debuted. What would you tell past cocoa?
Don't think too much about it. I'm always overanalyzing like everything, and I'm always being like, oh, this set list needs to be good, but these songs don't make sense after each other, and like, oh, it needs to be like some sort of just do it. Don't think too much about it, and also don't be so hard on yourself because the audience does not notice that you do that one misstep. I know you care about doing the dance right as a dancer, I get it, but like, they don't care. The audience doesn't see it, and they don't really care. Just do it for yourself, you know? Because I know the first performance I was really about like, oh, are the people gonna like it and stuff. Just do it for yourself. Just do it. Just do it, basically. The same advice I gave to everyone else, I should have gave to myself when I first started, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know some idols that are really critical about their performance, and like I saw them perform, and they're like, it's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's not that great to overanalyze sometimes.
It's for me, sometimes I just gotta remember it's just like for me right now, it's just like a hobby, and it's not that serious. The world keeps turning, you know. It's not that serious if you use your left arm instead of your right arm. Chill, you know.
One last thing. Do you have like any upcoming performances in the near future?
I've been confirmed for Keidel Fest in Germany, together with Bonbon. She's also confirmed. I don't remember exactly when that is. I think somewhere in March or something. Yeah, 7th of March. And there's this little thing called Amsterdam Tea Festival. who sent me a very strange email, but
Strange.
basically, it was like ChatGPT half. It was kind of
Oh,
weird, but I had like a physical call with them, and they were like, "Oh, we really like your stuff, and this is that." So they want me to perform there, but I have not gotten any email correspondence with them lately, and that event is like at the end of January next, so it's kind of coming up.
yeah.
But they've started to post on Instagram a bunch, so maybe they'll contact me. So they mailed me saying like, we definitely want you there. You are guaranteed to perform. So Amsterdam Tea Festival. Maybe I'll be there, maybe not, but most likely I'll be there. That's kind of the only two things that I have 100% planned. I'm thinking about going to Dokumi, but I don't know how that will go. And AnimeCon, I also will be there, but I also don't know if I will get the performance slot or not because it's very competitive. So we'll see. But the only confirmed one right now is at least Keitel Fest. So all the German people that want to see me can see me. I know at least Stellaria, which is a different idol group who also does like this Japanese, Chinese inspired like style, is also going there. And one of the members like texted me, was like, "Oh my god, you're also going to Keitel Fest. I can finally see you." I was like, "You know who I am." Okay, yay! So I know there's in Germany, there's like a lot of German idols that somehow know me, so I'm very excited for that, actually. So that's cool.
Gotcha. Well, if you are in the area, watch cocoa.
Yay!
Yeah.
Come watch me in Germany.
Yeah.
It's in Osnabrück, I think, which is kind of in the middle of the country, but you can see it on my socials soon-ish, maybe.
Gotcha. Well, one last thing. We have a segment that we always do called the worst pep talk ever, where I give the guest a pep talk for 1 minute, and it's awful. And I don't know why we keep the segment, but
Okay,
all
hit
right,
me.
here we go. 1 minute. Cocoa. Oh my god! Like when I saw you perform, or like when you posted on TikTok, I was like, yeah, I want to follow you. You are actually really awesome. And then I saw you like debut, like watch that whole performance in full. I'm like, yeah, I want you on the show. And now, like a year later, it's happened. I want to see you keep going. I want to see how the Dutch idol scene will elevate itself over time. It grew from like how you described it, super duper fast, and maybe it'll grow even faster. But yeah, honestly, I love the way you perform. I don't know how else to put it, but like when you sent me like B-roll or like performance footage, I'm like, I should just watch like all of your performances in full. And like,
Did
yeah,
you do that,
I
really?
did. I'm like, yeah, you're legitimately cool, and I want to see you like go, I don't know, way above. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, you're
I'm kind of
cool.
disrespecting you by constantly saying, "Oh, it's just a hobby for me."
Hey, no, it's fine. But like, honestly, keep on going. But yeah, minute 4. So,
Thank you.
but yeah, that has been Idolize episode 75 with Cocoa. If you haven't followed Cocoa, go to the link tree. Has all their socials. And yeah, the VOD will be up tomorrow. I will tweet that out and put that on IG stories. I will edit out some technical difficulties. Totally fine. But
Hi, all the Dutch people. Welcome to the VOD.
but yeah, Cocoa, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's like 5 a.m. there. I am so sorry,
Yeah,
but
whatever.
like you agreed to this.
I did this to myself.
Yeah, I was like, you could do this like any time. I'm free like but like the typical time I stream. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for anyone that watched this, tuned into this live, and we'll be going to the ending screen right now. Oh, next week, January 7th, we have 2 guests. I'll announce them later. But yeah, take care, brush, share, be kind, rewind. We'll be going to the ending screen. Bye bye. Wow.